Well, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I really appreciate you stopping in and taking a look at my video here. Today I'm going to be doing kind of a review on the Traxxas Sledge. Now if you do benefit from anything in this video, do please consider giving me a thumbs up and a subscription, as that would really help me out. Well, with that out of the way, I was given some thought to the Traxxas Sledge and which of the Arrma models does it actually compare against. And looking at the price point of the Traxxas Sledge versus the Arrma lineup, I believe that we should actually be comparing the Sledge to the Arrma Tailon. And that's because the Sledge may come in at about $800 and the Arrma Tailon is coming in at about $749. So I think those are actually two closer comparisons. Now, in comparing the two models, I see one major flaw in the Traxxas Sledge. They're advertising a much stronger servo in the Traxxas Sledge, but I'm not seeing it when we compare against the Arrma Tailon. So I would say from a marketing standpoint, Traxxas has done a pretty good job of marketing that servo as a higher torque, and it may very well be a high torque servo, but in comparison, it actually feels a bit slow. Now, in all fairness, there is not a single radio-controlled vehicle on the market that comes with a decent RTR servo. So in the comparison's sake, we can pretty much throw out the servos because that's going to be something you'll upgrade anyway. Now, to further prove my point on the Traxxas Sledge, you can see in this footage here that I'm doing kind of some zigzag motions. My goal was to turn to a 90-degree point, and you can see how long it takes the vehicle to actually do that. Also, in comparison against the Tailon side by side, you can see the Tailon servo does appear to be quite a bit faster in its response to steering inputs. All right. Now, in testing the slalom, we did multiple test points, and I took the two best slalom runs that we had, one from the Sledge and one from the Tailon, and you can see again in looking at the slalom how much more responsive the Tailon is in that effort. Another test that we did in our comparison was to compare drag racing against the Tailon and the Sledge. And I took the two best runs that we had, the two closest starts we had, and it appears that they're pretty comparable for speed. Another test that we wanted to do for comparison is under the braking distances, and the Sledge has a decidedly huge advantage in that. Now, of course, once we wrapped our filming, we did notice that the Tailon's stock setup on the braking percentages is only about 37.5%. So that may, of course, vary the stopping distance a little bit. But in comparing these models side by side in their stock comparison, the Sledge definitely has the edge. Another huge advantage that the Sledge has is in its wheelie popping abilities. The Sledge will do backflips on command, provided you have enough traction. And that's just something that the Tailon will not do. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of popping wheelies, but if that is something that is in your desires for an RC vehicle, the Sledge is definitely going to have an advantage over the Arrmas. Another test that I wanted to do was comparing the vehicle's jumping and landing abilities. Now, both of the drivers that I had jumping these models both preferred the Tailon's jumping and landing ability over the Sledge. Now, in looking at the Sledge, it's definitely more monster truck-like, where the Tailon is definitely more truggy-like in the way that they're landing. So this really just comes down to a matter of preference as to which one you might enjoy better. In one area where Arrma is the clear victor is in its running temperatures of all of its equipment. The motor on average was 18 degrees hotter in the Traxxas model, as well as the speed controller was quite a bit hotter as well. The center differential was an area that was really surprising to me in the level of heat that builds up in the Traxxas model. So this would be a clear candidate for upgrading the center differential cup should that become available. Comparing the battery temperatures in these two models, they were almost spot on, so no real differences there. Fortunately, in my case, I have a skate park literally around the corner from my home, so I did take things pretty timid in the beginning, but then started to get a little bit more brave as I realized exactly how durable this model is. I was really impressed with its ability to repeatedly take these hard hits and not break. Once I got more comfortable with the model, I realized how easy it was to change the vehicle's attitude in mid-air and really began to enjoy it in the skate park. if you hit that one. In my showcase of the model, I did mention that there are holes in the battery strap assembly for this model. Those holes are designed to take a body clip. And I did experience the batteries flinging out of the truck on a hard tumble and roll. So I definitely would recommend putting those body clips in when you drive this model. So by now you're probably wondering, what are my thoughts on this model? I will say that this model is in definite need of an upgraded servo because the servo that they have included might be pretty torquey, but it is definitely slow. I will also say that this truck really needs the optional sway bars that Traxxas has for it, so I would definitely add that to your buy list. I will also say that this Sledge is incredibly durable. I think this is probably the most durable Traxxas vehicle that has ever come out. I really put the screws to it. It spent a lot of time upside down. It smacked into almost everything in the skate park. It tumbled, it rolled. It really impressed me on how durable this model is. As we put a wrap on this video, I wanted to give you my final thought on the Traxxas Sledge, and that is its price point. I really do believe that comparing the Traxxas Sledge to the Arrma Tailon is a much more fair comparison on price points. But I believe that these models are equal in value, and I believe they should be equal in price. But I really would be interested in hearing your thoughts on it. Do you believe that the Sledge is appropriately priced? Do you think that the Tailon is a better deal? Do you believe they're both overpriced? You know, whatever your thoughts are on these models, definitely drop them down in the comments. I'm really interested to know what you think. Well guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video, and I really do appreciate you tuning in. I do hope that this video has benefited you in some way. And if it has, as always, do please consider giving me a thumbs up and a subscription. Also, don't forget to hit that bell if you want to see the future content. Well, that'll wrap it up for today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.